action. I am going to assume we are live. So, without further ado, welcome to America's Mind, your favorite show, because we graduated from a podcast, and it's your favorite because you told us. And we have the spinoff here where we're talking about sports. And I'm receiving calls on Duo and all this other stuff. My Lord have mercy. But anywho, I am Chris Barris. I also got Mr. Williams, Jamal Williams, working the controls, of course. Miss Randy's working the controls as well in the background. And DJ Lonnie had to take care of some personal affairs. Nothing to be stressed out about. Not to put his business out there, but he has some family things and stuff like that he had to take care of. So, hey, it's just me. Y'all got to hear me run my mouth. And man, we got this game coming up in about 30 minutes. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Because you know what? I don't want to waste you guys' time too much. Because I want you guys to prep and get ready for this game. Just like I'm going to prep and get ready for this game. But you know what? So, I told you so. I told you that they was going to win that game at home. Which was, if I'm not mistaken, game 3. Then they laid a goose egg in game 4. So now they had put the pressure on themselves to now win another road game, which is going to be the Boston Celtics. Okay. So everything that DJ Lonnie had expressed in the week before, stepping up, more points, more opportunities to score and things like that, he was absolutely correct. In the game 4, I believe Curry had 40 points, and I don't know what Thompson had off bat, but I know overall collectively they had more points, and Curry really stepped up. So I'm a little nervous, and I'm nervous with the Golden State Warriors. This is why. Okay. We're going into game 5, right? I don't think that Draymond Green, and I'm not trying to put pressure and I'm not trying to pick on him or nitpick or critique him to a degree like that. But in 5 games or 4 games played, Draymond Green has not given his club 10 points. He hasn't given his club double digits in assists. He's barely double digits in rebounding. And ultimately, I think that that's going to catch up with the Golden State Warriors, and that's going to potentially be a problem for them. Because, see, here's the thing. Draymond is playing 35-plus minutes per. And I say per, meaning per game. So if I was to add these minutes up collectively, we're talking about a lot of minutes. We're talking about a lot of up and down the court. We're talking about a lot of basketball being played to not produce not even 10 points in 4 games. And you're a pro. I've been getting bashed a little bit. Well, Draymond does this and does that and does this. You're absolutely right. He sets screens. He does the dirty work. He does the things that don't show up on the stat sheet. Absolutely true. But again, in this league, points somewhere makes the deciding factor on who wins the game. And when you're not giving points, assists, rebounding, or rebounds, because those are all stacks or stats that are added up to make a complete game, some of them, then the Golden State Warriors is going to have a difficult time closing the series out. You know, couple of ridicules I was getting about Tatum. Tatum hasn't been showing up. Tatum's not looking good. My personal opinion, I think that Tatum is doing exactly what it is that he needs to do. You're not playing as efficient as you should, but you're playing within the offense. And what I mean by that is that you're getting others involved. He's flirting with almost 10 assists per game. We know that he can score. A lot of great. The league had a ton of great scorers. Michael Jordan was a great scorer. Kobe Bryant was another great scorer. But then when you added about 5 to 7 assists per to their game, along with maybe 1 or 2 steals, 3, 4 rebounds, now, not only is there points, you're covering points, but you're making up more points, and it's on your behalf. It's on your energy. It's on your, you setting the table, setting the tone, getting other guys involved. If you got 6 to 8 to 10 assists, that means that these role players that might average 4 or 5 is getting 12, 13. This guy's getting 8 that maybe averages 2. People are above their average in different categories, and that ultimately kind of makes the game. Like, the stars are going to be the stars. Tatum's going to do what Tatum does. Brown is going to do what Brown does. Horford's going to do what Horford's going to do. But when it's the other guys that come in and hitting 8 points here, 10 points there, 7 points there, you add that up, and then all of a sudden you got Golden State losing by 13, 14, 15 points. On the flip end with Golden State, Curry's doing what Curry's supposed to be doing, so there's no shot to him at all. But as the floor general, as the point guard, you can ask any point man, any point guard, the number one thing that you have to do is that you don't turn the ball over. You set the tone for others by distributing the ball. You're setting the plays. Okay? And you play defense. You're the first man back on the break. You're bringing the ball up. You're getting guys open. You're putting the ball in spots where people want it. That's why Magic was such a phenomenal point guard. Isaiah Thomas as well. Steve Nash as well. Tony Parker as well. Jason Kidd as well. You know what I mean? There's a few others. Gary Payton. I don't want to ramble about all these guys. They're great guys, great players. But those particular players, not only that the ones that I named were great point guards, but they made people around them better. They made them, I'll use an example. Look at Amari Stoudemire with Steve Nash. Amari Stoudemire was a double-double every night. Played with Steve. When he went to New York, numbers dropped a little bit because you don't got that point guard that's setting you up. You don't got that guy that puts you in the spot. The same thing with Magic Johnson. Magic easily put years on Kareem and other players because he made the game more simpler because he could put the ball where they needed to be. So with that being said, with Curry with 40 points, 30 points, but your assist is 2 and 3, I don't know. I don't know. I thought this show today was going to be mildly a breeze because I'm solo bolo and stuff like that. But, it's hard because I'm not getting any rebuttal. So maybe that's a good thing. I could really talk my, you know what I'm saying? And Lonnie and them are going to have to catch up on the, on the stuff that I said. I did send out some links. We'll see. So, hey, anybody watching, feel free to come in. I'm not going to be on here long. But the game starts very soon. So I'm just trying to be a man of my word and be here at 5 o'clock. But anywho, back to the subject matter. So today is a must-win for Boston. The reason why it's a must-win, I need Boston Celtics to avoid Game 7. You need to avoid that. You need to get this one on the road today and you go back to Boston game 6 and close it out in 6. They made it hard for themselves because all they had to do was win their home games, like I stated. They were on their way. But they made it a little more difficult for themselves. And no, not to say that they can't overcome this. Golden State played a great game to defend not being down 3-1. Because pretty much when you're down 3-1, it's pretty much a wrap. Most of the time, and I mean most of the time. So kudos points to that. So if I was to predict for today, I'm going to say Boston. I think that Boston has been playing good. I think that Boston, unfortunately, in certain weird stretches of the game, has allowed the Golden State Warriors to score. If I'm Boston, I want to eliminate the three-point line. So how do you do that? So in the pick and roll, I don't care about the guy dribbling past me. Like this is going to be a chess piece. You know what I'm saying? I will take my chances to substitute 2 for 2 versus 3s to 2. Because 2 3-point baskets is 6. 3 regular baskets or field goal baskets is 6. So they have more of a chance to actually come and score quicker. In Golden State, that is their formula, is 3-point shooting to get them back in the game and to exceed leads in this game. So I want to eliminate the 3-point line. I feel like if Boston can hold Curry to 8 attempts behind the 3-point line, this will make a definite win for them. Because you know what? He made 6 or 7 threes in game 4, but he shot like 15 of them. That's too many attempts for that guy. Because even if he shoots 50%, he's flirting with 20 points. And then all along with all the other stuff that he's going to get in the middle and layups, chips, floaters, maybe go to the free throw line, blah, blah, blah. So my game plan is to eliminate the 3-point line and basically once my bigs, I would tell them if they cross half court to now backpedal back on defense. Because once Golden State crosses half court, they're already in rendezvous to start setting that pick and roll. The traditional pick and roll is set between the circle and in between the 3-point line. For people that don't know the feet measurement of that, that's between 17 to 20 feet away from the basket. But Golden State and the ability with Curry to shoot 30, 35 footers, they're setting up that pick and roll 30, 35 feet away from the basket. So with that being said, they're setting up a pick and roll 10 to 15 feet further than traditional. So the best way to do that, if I'm Boston, as soon as my bigs cross half court, start backpedaling. Don't have your back turned once you cross half court. Because the one thing that Green does do and provides for that team is that they do have chemistry. So there's a lot of communication they don't have to do without saying it. That's how good this team is, and that's how good Draymond Green is. But back to him really quick, the problem I'm having with him, like I said, is points. This man is 6'7", and he has the ability to actually score. He has the ability to dribble the ball, as we see. He has the ability to get in the lane. He can post the ball or post up a little bit. And he has the ability to knock down a 3-point shot. There's no reason why he should not be providing 10. I won't even say 10. You need between 8 and 12. 8 to 12 points, 5, 6 assists, 7, 8 rebounds, and boom, you're going to be winning. Because you know who does that, but they're not in the game right now, is Andre Iguodala. But Wiggins has been playing really good. That's why Andrew was in that position. So, you know, I don't want you guys to think I'm bashing Draymond, but he just has to score. He has to put something together for this team, the Golden State Warriors, to win. But I do have Boston winning tonight for those very reasons. If they can eliminate the three-point line, not turn the ball over, keep doing what Boston is doing, I think that they run away with this easy. But they just have to minimize the opportunities for Golden State to shoot the three. There was times they were up. Curry got loose and started shooting them bombs and shooting them long-distance threes. And when you give a man that ability or option or opportunity to shoot those shots, they eventually going to start falling because he shoots these at a high rate. He doesn't shoot traditionally 25 feet away from the basket. He shoots 30, 35 feet on any given night consistently. And if you're not careful, and if you're not guarding him the right way, he'll easily knock down 6, 7 threes, even more. So eliminate the three-point line for me, for Boston. If Golden State was to win, how they can win, because I don't want to sound too biased. If Golden State was to win this game, let me see. I would say lesser points for Curry, more assists. Meaning if there's more assists, meaning that there's more opportunities for other players to score and get involved. Meaning that it'll be a team effort of points being produced among the players. Meaning Draymond Green will have that 10 to 12 points. Andrew Wiggins has been doing phenomenal, so I have nothing against that. Klay Thompson has been doing what he's supposed to do too. He's been averaging about 15 per. So, you know, he's broken loose a couple times and hit like 25 and stuff like that. So even if some of those assists come maybe towards Klay Thompson, where he does have like a dynamite game where he gives you 27, 28 points, Curry with 27, 28, Wiggins will probably be in the 20s. Draymond Green could be in the 12, 10 to 12 points. See, if the points was laid out like that, then I would be like, oh, Golden State easy. But when I see 40, then after that, the second leading scorer has 17. Then after that, the third leading scorer had 8, 6, 2, 4. No, it's not going to win. It's not a formula that's going to win, and not against this team. Because Horford, Smarts, Brown, Tatum can each give you 20 points easy. Easy. I could even bump it down to 15. All them dudes have 15 points. How you gonna stop them? You can't double off. You can't rotate over. You can't switch. Everybody has to stay home. Basically, those guys will be just hot, and they're just gonna be scoring. So that's what I'm saying. That I pick Golden State for this. Going into Game 6, if Boston follows my formula to avoid Game 7, I predict that the Boston Celtics will win the game in 6. So those are my predictions. Is that they win the next 2 and get this over and avoid Game 7. If it's Game 7, it's going to be in Oakland, and it's 50-50. We know what can happen in that arena. We know that when they start cooking, Chef Curry, that's his name, you get that boy in that kitchen in Game 7, I don't know. Outcome could be different. You know? And so I also say the same formula for Game 6 with if Golden State were to win, their formula will still be the same for me. Curry at 25 per to 28 with 10 assists or more. And I think with 10 assists or more, that means other guys were going to be getting more points. Because just think about it. He scored 40 points, but I think he only had 3 assists. So just imagine if he would have had 7 more assists, 7 to 8 more assists distributed to one of those guys. Draymond could have had his 10. Thompson could have a little bit more. Basically, what I'm saying is that Boston Celtics play as a team. So to beat a team, you got to go in with a team concept. Plain and simple. Basketball is the most simplest, most sophisticated sport on the planet. But you have to have both. If you go into one-sided, if you go in not doing this and doing that, yes, you will lose. So basketball has to be prepared and be played at a balance. Yes, stars will be stars. I'm not going to sit up here and front that. Stars will be stars. But then you put a lot of pressure on your stars to produce every single night to win. And sometimes they don't have a problem with that, but it's more simpler where the pumpkin is being passed around, and it's like, hey, you had a night, I got a night. Oh man, he's cooking, man. Swing it at him. Don't worry about me. Nah, they need to figure that out. That's what basketball is about. It's about matchups, and it's about who can exploit key matchups, who could create mismatches, who can, where a team might be vulnerable in a spot on the floor, and you gotta get that ball there, and hey, if I was on that Boston team or on a team somewhere like that, I would love to play on that team because it's balanced. It's a very balanced team. Even with the great Laker teams with Shaq and Kobe having bulk of the points and things like that, but there still was balance because sometimes Shaq had an off night and Kobe busted him open for 38. So, and vice versa. Kobe had maybe a good 17, 20, and Shaq had 42. So, that was their balance. That, hey, you a little off, but I got you, bro. Don't trip. When you come back with your 29.6, hey, cool. I'm going to do my 29.9 and we good. So, with that being said, back to the root canal of this because I've been rambling. Hopefully I haven't bored you guys to sleep. But today, Boston in Game 6. Yeah, like I stated before, I predict this in 6. I'm still sticking with that. So we will see. So that being said, I'm about to get you boys and girls, get your little treats and stuff together, all that other good stuff. And, get ready for this game. And hopefully it'll be a good one. I think it'll be a good one. Should be a good one. I'm just going to talk to my colleagues, see if there's any chats or comments or anything like that. Jamal, do we got anything? Anybody left anything for me? Any questions, concerns with any of that good stuff? It might be a mild delay, so sorry about that. Maybe it's quicker to hit them up on the chat. We'll see. But I don't think we have anything else. Oh wait, we got a screen buffer. Yo. So I was just asking, do we got anything else that's brewing? I was running my mouth. I don't want to bore these people to sleep.
You did a good job. I was sitting back here listening.
You know what?
That's why I said you got the professional analyst going on. So I was like, let me get in here and get some junior analysts. I don't have the professional takes.
You
There
know
is
what?
one thing about Game 4. Is it Game 4? Yeah, that you didn't mention.
What's that?
Because you hating on the kid.
Which kid is
Like
this?
one of the greatest point guards, and we could say that. I think we could say that now. One of the greatest point guards of all time, Steph
Okay.
Curry.
Okay.
In Game 4 of the finals,
Okay.
not his first championship. What is he on? 4? This would be
He's
4.
trying to go for 4. Yeah, he has 3.
Yeah. So going for his 4th championship with an injured ankle, he put his
Mhm.
team on his back and had his second highest scoring finals game of his career. I thought that was worth mentioning.
Hey, and you know what? You were absolutely right, and that's why I'm glad that you are in the background, making sure that I don't leave out critical information. And yes, see, here's the thing about Steph, and this is the one thing that I love about him. Steph is a real pro. Like, he's a real pro. It helped that his father, Dale, was in the league as well. He was a real pro, and he exposed them. Basically, like, hey, no, this is what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to be a part of this league. Let me give you the exposure. Let me get you in here, get used to this atmosphere. We don't know what type of player you might be, but let me feed this to you. As a father, that's a wonderful thing. Like if it was like a man that's hunting. You take your son with you hunting when he's young. So when he becomes that man, he knows his way around the woods and things like that. And Steph Curry is a real pro. No question ever asked that Curry is elite. Single-handedly, he's kind of done what Michael Jordan has done, and that's changed the way basketball is played. You know what I mean? Like, for a guy that's athletic but skilled, the skill is the shooting. So everybody wants to shoot like Curry. You know what I mean?
I saw a video today. It was like a bunch of monks playing basketball up in the mountain. And one of them just ran up the court and took like a 3, like a deep 3, and made it. And the caption was, Steph even ruining the game up in the mountains. I'll find that video. It's hilarious.
And I know that, like, too, like, I do be kind of on Steph a little bit too, because I be like, yeah, you know what? I won't say single-handedly he's kind of done this, because it takes coaching staff and other teams and clubs to bite into this system. That what Curry and this team has done was never done before, where it was like a high offense 3-point shooting team and they won a championship. Because see, we which is a D'Antoni system. I don't think that Kerr's running the D'Antoni system, but D'Antoni was the first one to implement this with the Phoenix Suns, I believe. And D'Antoni's philosophy is like, hey, 10-second shot clock. Basically, push the ball, whoever's open, swing it. If you don't got nothing, one more pass, and hey, I need to see a shot up. So they'll beat you on possessions, because if you have more opportunities to score, you can win. And that's what Golden State does do. They do that with the 3-point line. That's why I was saying in my analysis that if I was them, I want to eliminate the 3-point line, and I want Curry to shoot between 6 to 8 threes versus 15, because that's a lot of opportunities for them baskets to fall in.
For him to get those assists though, I think everybody will agree Draymond hasn't been on his regular pair. Especially in Game 4. He wasn't even there. I don't know what he did in that game, without looking up stats. And it's obvious because I think even in key points in the fourth quarter, the coaching staff took him out. And they even asked Steph about that at the end of the game, and Steph was like, he probably knows he's not doing what he needs to be doing. So when everybody's mentioning it, it's not a stretch to say Draymond is off. He needs to get in. So That being said, I wouldn't count him out, especially in these we got 3 games left possibly. If it goes to 7, I wouldn't count him out to step up in at least one of those or 2 of those games. And if he does, then it's, if Steph could put the team on his back for one game and come away with the W, and I'm sure Steph and Draymond can do the same thing, and Boston might have an issue with
absolutely. Here's the problem that I have too. I mean, I forgot to mention this. So here's what LeBron likes to do. At least I know he did this in Miami, where LeBron kind of had an open network where people were allowed to see what LeBron was doing, and he could converse back with them, things like that. It was a wonderful thing.
LeBron?
Yeah, I'm complimenting LeBron. And the one thing that I loved about LeBron James was that when it was time for playoff basketball, he would get on there. He would get on there the last day. Hey, you guys, want to just say appreciate y'all. This, that. It's playoff time. I got to get in gear. I got to get grit. Got to do what I got to do. Love y'all. See you next season. And he'll sign off. I'm hearing about Draymond in his podcast after the game, and I'm like, hold up. You're not only not producing points, you're not producing assists. Your team is putting a lot of trust in making Steph a workhorse. Like you said, he's battling injury. That this man got to come out here and hit for 40. But y'all to barely win by 5, 6, 7 points. And you haven't given us 10 points on a stat sheet in 4 games. Is utterly ridiculous. But you have a podcast. But you have time to talk about this. But you got time to talk about that. But you got this and this and this and this and that going. Your primary objective is play basketball at the best level of your ability. Me as a nurse, my primary objective is to administer medication to my patients. If I have an admission, if I have to move somebody, and if I got this, and that going on, I have to do what? In my profession, prioritize. And basically go to my primary objective. Administer this medication as a doctor ordered. So for Draymond Green, what should be your primary objective at this? To win the championship. To do whatever it takes to win the championship. Get points on the board. Get guys involved. Rally your guy. You are the anchor of this defense. You are too valuable of a piece. And you don't score a lot. But you're so important to what's going on. Okay. It's so important for what it is that you need to do. I'm not trying to tell this man how to spend his money and how to do what he needs to do. What I'm just saying, if I was, if I was a teammate on there, I would feel some kind of way. That's just me, because it makes it look like you're not taking this. And then it's like, if we do win, then you want to party with me and stuff like that. But like Drake said, you wasn't in there shooting the ball with me in the gym. Where you was at when it was game time? Where you was at tip off? Where you was at to help me put these points on the board? They need you. Like Stephen A. say, come on, bro. They need you. 10 points in 4 games I'm not even a professional, and I'm not trying to say that I'm on Draymond Green's level. But if I was to play that many minutes in a basketball game, I'm sure that I would have more than 10. With that being said, I just wanted to add that rebuttal to that. Mr. Williams, again, thank you for the added things about Curry and things like that, because I don't want to miss anything. And here it is. It's 6:05. I'm definitely wrapping this up. So you guys enjoy this game. And at the end of the day, you're welcome, because I know Boston's going to win. I'm being biased, but I'm being serious. In my Kobe Bryant voice, you're welcome. This is America's Mind. Christopher Barris, Paul Williams. Randy, as always, working in the back. Lonnie, he'll be with us next week. Bridging the Gap should be with us soon as well. So, I holla.